Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. I hope you had a great weekend. My project today is another little Zany Zoo project. It measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 1. And inside I love this little project because the little ballerina reminds me of little girls at ballet class. And inside I have 2 little scrunchies. I got these from Dollar Tree. They were wrapped together like this, so not bad for $1.25, and they're really cute. There's little flowers, and this one's kind of like a distressed blue. I loved it. So I have a little one in my family. I have a couple little ones during the summer that are having birthdays, and I'll probably put a little bit of cash in there with it, but it's a little something to give them. Okay, this is my new host code. Please use that if you're going to spend under $150 on my website, not including tax and shipping. All right, I have a backup of the last 2 months. I have all of the gifts for people that put the host code in, and I will be sending them out this week. All right, so what we need for this project is some basic white for stamping. Using the Zany Zoo dies, I cut 2 of the flowers, one large and one small, out of Boho blue. We need a couple pieces of the Bright and Beautiful DSP, 2 that are 3 by 2.5 for the front and back. And this one we're going to stamp the sentiment on and cut it with this die from the Nested Labels dies. This is a new die set that was in the annual catalog, and it is the one that is second to smallest. It's about 2 1/8 by 1.5. All right. Put this back in. Okay, and then we need a piece of Boho blue cardstock that is 9 by 5 1/4. All right, so let me get my Simply Scored. We're going to start on the 9-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and 8. And we're going to turn it to the 5 1/4 inch side, and we're going to score at 1, 3 3/4, and 4 1/2. All right, now I'm going to fold and burnish all of the score line. All right, so now I have it so that the bumps, we scored it on the top like this, and the bumps are on the inside, and we folded it and burnished it towards the inside. All right, and this is what we're going to be doing. Okay. All right, so we're going to start. How I have this is the skinniest rectangle is on the left. There is 1 inch on the bottom and a 3/4 at the top. All right, we're going to go to the first score line on the left, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into that skinny rectangle. We're going to go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, next score line to the first score line, and then wedge each side of that square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge each side of that square. So that's our bottom. There we go. All right, now my skinny rectangle is on the right. We're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of the rectangle on the bottom, and wedge both sides of the one that's left. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, next score line to the second score line, We're going to get rid of this rectangle on the bottom and wedge both sides of the one that's left. Alright, then go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, and wedge up a little bit into that skinny rectangle. Alright, now I have it so that the skinny rectangle's over here on the left again, and we need a corner rounder and a 1/2 inch hole punch. And I'm going to round the corners of all of the top pieces, not the tabs, just the rectangles up here. Okay, and then I'm going to cut a hole in the middle with a 1/2 inch hole punch on each side, each one of these top pieces here. Okay. And that's what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring, cutting, rounding the corners, and cutting those 2 holes. Okay, now we need some tear-in tape, and we're going to put it on what's left of the skinny rectangle, right next to the score line. You should take your pick tool to get the backing off. Okay, now flip it over. Flip over the side with the tape, and then flip the other side to meet it. Now this is going to be our back right here with the seam. I'm just going to open these up for now so I can get it nice and straight. Alright, so we're going to put the sides in, and I'm going to put just a dot of glue on each one of those tabs. I'm going to pull in the back and then put some glue here for the front, and then pull the front, and then just make sure that your sides are nice and straight. Okay, and then just flip it over and push down on your tabs to make sure that those little glue spots stayed together. Alright, and that's your box. Alright, so now we need our DSP, 2 pieces of the Bright and Beautiful that are 3 by 2.5, and we're going to be putting them on the front and the back. Alright, now we're just going to let that dry a minute, and we'll do our stamping. Alright, so now we need the little tiger ballerina. So I'm just going to stamp it, and I'm going to kind of lean down over here on this one. Great. Alright, and then we need this piece. It has the triangles on one side and it has the bubble bath on this side, and I'm going to stamp happy birthday on this. Great. Happy birthday to you. And then we're going to have that in the upper right corner, just like that. And I'm going to cut this out and cut this out with the Zany Zoo dies, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're going to do some coloring, and I'm just using light and dark bubble bath, light pumpkin pie, and light boho blue. Alright, so I'm going to do the tiger, and I'm just going to do all of the tiger except for this middle of his, where his nose is, with the light pumpkin pie. Okay. Then I'm going to use dark bubble bath, and I'm going to do the waistband and the shoes and the ribbon on the shoes. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to take light bubble bath and do the rest of the tutu. Okay, then I'm going to take light boho blue and I'm going to do the flower on the waistband. Okay. And this is how I did the rectangle. And this is the nested essentials dies. Alright, so now we need, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to glue this right in the middle. Make sure this is the front. Yeah, this is the front. Okay, and then I'm going to take some dimensionals and mini dimensionals and attach my tiger. Sorry about that because I made a mistake. I'm going to put dimensionals on the hands, the edges of the tutu, and one on the feet here. And then I'll just take two regular ones. I know I'm overkill on dimensionals, but especially when I give it to little kids, I don't want, if they really like it and they want to keep it, I don't want the box to fall apart. Okay. And I'm going to put this just up next to the 2U. The skirt kind of goes right next to the 2U. Just like that. And then I'm going to glue on the two flowers under the sentiment. Alrighty. Now we would put our little scrunchies in there, and I'm going to tie it with glittered organdy ribbon, and I'm just gonna put it through and tie it. I'm gonna go from the back to the front. That's how I usually do it, more easily for myself. And I'm just going to tie a knot, and that, since this is not your normal side-by-side, sometimes your ribbon will flip around, but this time it stayed the same. So I'm just going to make a loop with the one on it, go around it with the other one, go around the back, and then tie my bow. Alright, and then I'm just going to cut it off just like that, and then for the final touch I'm using Rhinestone Basic Jewels, and I'm going to put them in all three of these flowers. I'll put a large one in the large, a medium one in the medium, and a small one in the small. There you go. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. All of the directions are on my blog, which is linked below, along with the link to my shop, which please use this host code for purchases under $150. And have a great day. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.